For the week of December 5th, 2021, this is Mojo Weekly. I'm John.
You got to kick a punch. It's all in your Josh.
Here's your news. Josh, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Well, you got what the fuck? You got like 3D from the 80s sunglasses on?
Yeah, it's amazing. I am 100% in 3D. Everybody, can you believe it? The Mojo Menace has never been in 3D, and wow, it's amazing, isn't it?
All right. Well, here we go. Sony is reportedly planning a new subscription service aimed at competing with Game Pass, which is not a surprise, but it is good news, I think. This is good news. If this is true, this is a rumor so far. This is reported by Bloomberg. And so this has not been confirmed by Sony yet. This is all reported by Bloomberg. This project is codenamed Spartacus. I am Spartacus. And it could offer access to retro PlayStation games on top of existing PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now benefits. So, Josh, here's what we got. Spartacus would merge two existing services, PlayStation Plus, which is the subscription that unlocks multiplayer online in many PS4 and PS5 games and offers monthly access to a library of titles, and PlayStation Now, the cloud gaming streaming service that gives subscribers access to PS2, PS3, and PS4 games on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC.
Wow, I thought PlayStation Now was the competitor to Game Pass.
It is, but it's kind of a shittier, not as good version of it. Right.
Okay.
So Game Pass, Game Pass, it's like, hey, all first party fucking Microsoft Xbox games will be on Game Pass with just a giant pile of other games. PlayStation Now is like, hey, we're going to do a smattering of old PS3, PS2 kind of games, right? So Bloomberg says that the new PlayStation subscription, which would retain the PlayStation Plus branding, would be multi-tiered. So it sounds like there's going to be 3 tiers to this thing. The first tier is what we know as PlayStation Plus, which gets us online. It gets us a handful of, free, quote unquote, free games a month. And then there's a second tier that gives us like a handful of like PlayStation 4, maybe PlayStation 5 games. And then there's a third tier that gives all of that along with the entirety of a library of PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like fucking the whole PlayStation library of games. To me, Josh, this is exciting because as much as I love Game Pass, I think Game Pass is like the best deal going in games right now. I think that this third tier of whatever Sony's offering is enticing because Sony has a better back catalog of games than the Xbox. If you go back to the PS.
Sure. I mean, yeah. The thing is this is going to be Sony first party stuff, right? That would be.
It could be. No. I mean, it could be. It could be PS1, like fucking any game, right? It could be third party games, what I'm envisioning here, what I see happening here potentially is what Nintendo kind of is doing half-assedly with their Nintendo Online system, where they're like, okay, we've got NES games, Super NES games, we've got N64 games. It's not just Nintendo published games, but also a smattering of other third-party published games.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
If Sony does that with PS1, 2, 3, 4 fucking games, this could be a really good value.
It could be. I doubt it, but it could be.
I love your skepticism.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand. Sony is so far ahead of Microsoft in almost every aspect of console sales, just about everything. I don't know why they'd even want to budge on this.
Well, you know what? It's because Game Pass is a tremendous value, right? And Nintendo's, we're going to talk about Nintendo in a little bit. But Nintendo Online is also a value. I'm not going to call it a great value. It is some sort of value, and I think it's only natural that Sony jumps into this fucking thing, right? I'm half drunk, so it's only natural that Sony jumps into this fucking playground, right? They jump into the pool and they're like, okay, Microsoft's got Game Pass, Nintendo's got Nintendo Online, Sony's got PlayStation Now, but nobody really acknowledges that. Nobody gives a fuck about that. So let's try to compete. Let's try to get into this fucking market. So anyway, I think it's cool. We'll see what it is. We'll see what it involves. If they put out, you know, a good value, kind of like Game Pass, where they're like, hey, you know what? We're going to put out titles like Tulip, which I just throw out there because it's my favorite PS2 game. But if they throw out titles like, you know, third-party titles on PS2, like, you know, you were talking about Neo Contra, you know, last week. And if they throw out just stuff like that we can play online that is not available anywhere else, that's a good value, right?
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Now, I'm not saying that that's going to be what they're going to do. They're probably going to fuck it up because it's Sony, and they're going to fuck it up. And we're going to be like, okay, so I'm paying $100 a year for what? You know, so I can play Ape Escape again. Like, who gives a shit? But if they put out something cool, I'm interested. I'll throw out some more fucking dollars for another subscription service because I just have apparently money to burn. But we'll see. Anyway, speaking of, next up, Josh. Maybe this will entice you a little more. Probably not. The drip feed continues, Josh. Nintendo and their online Plus expansion pack subscription service. This coming week on December 10th, they're going to be putting out Paper Mario for those of you who have subscribed to the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack.
That's kind of cool.
So, I mean, it is cool. It's a good game. Like I said, the drip feed continues. It looks like they're putting out a game a month or a game every couple of months. Who the fuck knows with Nintendo? Right. So this brings the number of N64 games to 10.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, right. I mean, just put them all out there, you pricks. Anyway.
Yeah.
Next up, Josh, we've talked about the Valve Steam Deck in weeks past on MoJoWeekly.
Have we?
Yeah, we have. Okay. We have. And I was like, Josh, you gonna buy the Steam Deck? And you're like, fuck no, because I'm Josh.
Wait a second, is that handheld?
And yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I don't.
Thanks for paying attention.
I'm not. Well, you didn't say it was the handheld Steam box thing. I don't know what it's called. I don't think I'm going to buy it, but I am intrigued by it. The thing is, and this is the same thing I brought up. And speaking of paying attention, I said I wasn't going to get it because it runs on Linux, so you don't get any of the Windows games. So you get like what 40% of the library. Like, come on. I have Linux. I deal with the struggles of Linux right now. I love Linux and I love the games that we do get, but you're stuck with 40% of the library.
You penguin motherfucker. So the Steam Deck looks like it has a competitor coming out. So chip manufacturer Qualcomm has partnered with Razer to produce the Snapdragon G3x, a steamer-friendly console that can play games across PC, mobile consoles, and the cloud. So, I mean, this is a neat looking thing. It looks like a Steam Deck, but like a little more sleek. Like it's rounded edges, it's got a nice... You're yawning because you're like, fuck, this is boring as shit.
Come on, are you going to talk about the Turbo Express? Are we going to talk about Turbo Express at all today? You promised me we were going to talk about something just as cool as the Turbo Express, and this is what you bring up? A Steam Deck?
Oh, shit.
And then some sleek, cool-looking Steam Deck? Like, fuck you, John.
How about this? I got a Game Boy Micro.
Fuck you, Shorzy.
Like
fuck you, John.
All right. So this thing, this hardware is still in the development phase, so there aren't many details about it. The specs include a 6.65-inch OLED screen, which puts it slightly less than the Steam Deck, but slightly larger than the new Switch OLED model. The Snapdragon, it's called the Snapdragon, will include a camera and 2 mics, a feature meant to cater to players who want to stream their games.
That's kind of cool.
So it's called the Snapdragon. It can run games at up to 144 frames per second, while the Steam Deck runs AAA games at 60 frames per second at medium
What's
settings.
the cost on this beast?
Nothing. We got nothing. We got no other information other than that.
What is your guess, John? What's the official Mojo Menace guess? You heard it. You heard it here first.
I'm gonna say $350
for real. That's like $30 more than the Switch. I'm gonna say $699.
What are you saying? $699? Holy shit!
That's the official Mojo Menace.
It's a portable
prediction.
All right. I like that you're wearing the Canada hoodie today. That's nice. You're representing like 80% of our listeners. It's weird. Like 80% of our listeners and the people who hang out in our community are Canadian. It's fucked up.
We got smart listeners.
Yeah, Letterkenny. They're all Letterkenny listeners. All right, and then finally, Josh, this piece of news was I picked out just for you.
Oh God,
this is the Josh news item of the week.
I am ready. That's a nipple.
All right, virtual reality action adventure puzzle game. That's a lot. Virtual reality action adventure puzzle
Moss
game.
2?
Moss 2, buddy boy.
Oh yeah.
It's coming out for the PlayStation VR in spring 2022. So Moss Book 2 is what it's called, and it builds upon the story set forth in the platinum-selling Moss video game that ranks as one of the all-time top-rated virtual reality games.
So good.
Having rescued her uncle Argus, Quill's adventure continues with the revelation that a winged tyrant is hunting her within the Hexed Castle, where her uncle was held captive.
Wowza.
But Quill has a plan of her own, Josh. She's got
God.
a plan of her own. One that could finally end the merciless rule of the arcane and save the world from a great unmaking. I mean, that sounds like some serious
That is some serious shit, dude.
It's
such a good. That's some serious shit. If Moss 2 is just a continue, that's some serious shit. Moss 2, Moss, the ideal utopia. Book 2, you say? Huh? Yeah. Okay.
Book 2, like
I know, man. I don't know. It's what did it? You said it was a puzzle platformer action adventure hack slash, like there's so much to it. There really is. But it is an excellent puzzle platformer. If you enjoy any cutesy platformers, dude, it's perfect. It's such a good game. I enjoy it.
All right. I own it. I have not played it. I should probably fucking
It's
play
about time to hop into that. I've got it on the Oculus and it's pretty damn good.
All right. Well, that, my friend, is it for our news. It is time for the new releases. All right, my man, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, which one of these games are you not going to buy this week?
Most likely all of them.
Most likely all of them. We got Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, which is an expansion to the massively popular online RPG Final Fantasy XIV. This is coming to the PlayStations, the PC, and the Mac.
All right.
I fucking love this game, and I'm so tempted to just jump back in. But I got less time than anybody. Gang Beasts is coming to the Switch. Gang
Beasts. Is that M for mature? Or is that rated X?
Gang Bang Beasts. Heavenly Bodies is coming to the PlayStation and the PC.
That used to be a tag team in the old Territory days. Jim Cornette managed the Heavenly Bodies.
Wasn't Heavenly Bodies like a movie?
Maybe.
Heavenly Bodies.
Maybe.
I don't know. Life is Strange, True Colors. Life is Strange, True Colors for the Switch.
I never played a Life is Strange game. I always thought they looked fascinating, though.
I don't know. Spellforce 3 Reforced for PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Yeah, I don't know.
White Shadows for the next gen consoles and the PC. Let's just call it that. And then here it comes, Josh. Here it is. A year overdue, but everybody's ready for it. You ready for it, Josh? Halo Infinite.
Hey, I have seen a lot of Twitch streamers playing it right now, and it honestly looks pretty fun. So,
Halo
Infinite.
Loop Hero is coming to the Switch, Josh.
Deathloop
Loop
Hero?
Oh. No, just straight up Loop Hero Switch coming. Monster Rancher 1 and 2 DX for the Switch, PC, and the fucking like iOS, so Apple consoles, I guess.
Do these Monster Rancher games how do you put a music disc in them? Because in the classic Monster Rancher game for the PlayStation 1, you could put a music CD in it. It would generate a monster, and then you go off and do your Pokemon shit with it. Go off and battle things with it. And I always found that intriguing because you could put like MC Hammer in, and boom, this little rapping monkey comes out. And then if you put in Testament, does death metal and stuff, then this big giant lurking freak, Charizard looking thing comes out. It was very cool, but that's completely, I would assume, removed from these versions, and it would just give you a generic Monster Rancher game. Maybe you can link it up to like Spotify or iTunes or something, and like, hey, this is my favorite track. I have no idea. How do you do it? What I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know, Josh, but this is why we keep you here. This is why we keep you around. That's right. And then finally, Witchwood with a Y. Witchwood with a Y.
Wouldn't that be
for pretty much all consoles?
Yud? I'm hilarious.
Witchwood. Witchwood with a Y for all consoles. And Josh, it is time now, my friend, for Dale and his retro recap.
Hey, MoJoWeekly listeners, this is Dale, and welcome back to this week's recap of the latest retro re-releases, remasters, and remakes. As always, credit for this goes to GSK from Retronauts.com and LimitedRunGames.com. Let's get to it! Hitting physically is Big Brain Academy, Brain vs. Brain for the Switch via most retailers for $30. It'll also be hitting digitally this week as well. And it remixes the two Big Brain Academy games for the DS and Wii, with the theme of it being a 4-player party game for this remix. Danganronpa Decadence hits the Switch this week via most retailers for $60, or it'll be available digitally as well for $60, or individually with the 3 games in it for $20 a piece digitally. And these are ports from the PS3 and Vita where they originally hit, and I agree with GSK on his classification of the brand as a Battle Royale meets Ace Attorney hybrid. These ports have optimized touchscreen user interfaces that was implemented in their mobile releases last year. Another physical release this week is Witchin' Whiz for the NES via Limited Run Games for $60 for the Standard Edition or $80 for the Deluxe Edition. And this is a brand new NES game which you can currently play for free in your browser. And I have a link to that where you can play that in the show notes you can find on the MojoMenace.com forums. Moving on to digital exclusive releases this week. From the arcade archives we have Liquid Kids Mizabuku Adventure for the Switch and PS4 for $8. And it is a twee action platformer from Taito that first released in arcades in 1990 that sees players control an adorable hippo-like character as he chucks bubbles at all foes that crosses its path. And it is the background music for this week. Also from the arcade archives this week, but for iOS and Android mobile devices, is 3 SNK classics, Metal Slug 5, Samurai Showdown 4, and Alpha Mission 2, and they are all now available for $4 each. The premium price for each game means no microtransactions or ads. And that wraps it up for this week. Once again, you can go to the MojoMenace.com forums for all the detailed show notes on all these games. Thank you, and back to you, John and Josh.
All right, Josh. All right, we're done fucking around.
No, we're not.
People watching us on YouTube are watching us be stupid. Dale, thank you, Dale, for giving us that info.
That was really good.
Dale. All right, Josh. So, game spotlight time. I want to talk a little bit about the Mario Party series.
God.
Yeah, right? Like, oh, God, who gives a shit about Mario
They were
Party,
good when
right?
Hudson Soft was making them.
Yeah, like, I haven't cared about Mario Party since probably Mario Party 2 on the N64.
Maybe.
When Mario Party 1 came out, the first one on the N64, I was like, this is fucking amazing.
Yes.
I've never seen anything. I've never seen anything like this. And I played it with some friends and my girlfriend and her family at the time. Like, we just fucking had a ball. We loved playing these games. And Mario Party 2 came out, and we were like, give me more, give me more.
Nintendo was all too happy.
And then over time, yeah, exactly. Nintendo was all too happy to just give us more of the same and charge us full price for that. So I have not played Mario Party in going on 20 years. Because I'm like, who fucking cares? It's fucking Mario Party, right? Last week, I was like, you know what? Mario Party Superstars for Switch just came out.
It sure did.
I haven't played Mario Party in 20 years. This is Mario Party Superstars is essentially a collection of N64 Mario Party boards. Kind of spruced up, polished up, HD fucking rezzed. And they're charging full price for it, right? So it's goddamn $60 right? Full price. But you know what? I was like, I want to hang out with my family. My kids want to play video games with me, which, you know as well as I do, Josh. If your kids want to hang out with you, you're like, I'm going to take advantage.
Yeah, true.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, because at some point, they're not going to give a shit about you anymore, right? And they're going to be like, fuck you, Dad. I'm too cool for you, Dad. you know? So my kids are like, hey, let's play. I heard there's a good Mario Party game out. Let's play it. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to drop the $60. I'm going to play Mario Party. And let's get nuts. Josh, I'm here to tell you that this is a great
For real.
It's really great. It's if you've got kids, if you've got friends who want to play just a simple board game with you, and it is really truly just like a simple board game, this is the best Mario Party probably in years. And this is coming from someone who doesn't have a lot of experience with the Mario Party series over the past 20 years since the first couple games. So I read a lot of reviews, and the reviews were like, you know what? Mario Party's been stale as fuck over the years, but they really have done a great job with this. So what they did was they took some of the greatest boards from the N64 series. So there are 5 boards total. And they took like some of the best ones. They gave us the ability to play either locally or online. You can play online with any of your friends. That's kind of cool. Yep. And they added a lot of unlockables. Now, the unlockables aren't really great. It's more like, here is the history. You can unlock like the history of Mario Party. So it's like encyclopedia bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Shit that nobody cares about. So you're not like unlocking new boards. You're not unlocking new characters. You're not unlocking new abilities or new mini games. So what I'm hoping they do with this, now every like positive, Josh, every positive thing that I say about this is couched in a like as long as they add something new to this, I'm super into it. You know what
Sure.
I mean? It's great. It's great now. Like, I like it now, and I recommend it now as long as Nintendo adds new DLC,
Okay.
right? So if they add either free, I would even pay, or paid DLC, I would be more into this. I would fucking give this my wholehearted 100% recommendation.
Wow.
So what they have now, I can't say that it's worth $60. However, we're in the holiday season, Josh. We're in like, hey, everybody, let's have our friends over. Let's have our family over. Let's fucking have a good time. I'm going to recommend it for that. You got 5 boards. You got a bunch of characters. You got 100 or more mini games to play.
Sure.
So for that, I'm going to recommend it. That said, it's hard to recommend it beyond that.
Sure.
Unless Nintendo's like, we're going to make this the Super Smash Brothers Ultimate of Mario Party games.
Oh, where every
Does this all
6
make
months
sense?
there's going to be some DLC, some new characters, maybe a crossover with another game series. Like there's going to be Kingdom Hearts boards, and
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
seriously, if there were
Exactly.
things like that, I'd be on board. I mean, like imagine like a Castlevania board or something like that. Like,
Well, or even if they're like, hey, we're going to put out the best GameCube boards.
yeah,
You know, the best GameCube Mario Party boards, or the best Wii Mario Party boards, or the best Wii
yeah,
U
you're going
Mario
ahead too
Party
far now, because that will simply be Super Mario Party 2, which I'm sure is coming in 2022 now, which will be the GameCube.
Yeah, Mario
ones.
Party Superstars too. So I guess, you know, I'm trying to articulate this as best I can, which is like, okay, it's $60 right now. I can't recommend that for everybody. The people to whom I can recommend this to are the folks who are having holiday get-togethers.
Sure.
You know, and being like, okay, everybody get together because this is really good. Like, these 5 boards are really good. The characters are really good. All the other features they have is really
Sure.
good. However, if you've played a bunch of Mario Party before, it's hard for me to recommend this at $60. If Nintendo comes around and says, like in the next couple months, and says, hey, we're going to release some DLC, that's when I'm going to be like, yes, this is the shit. Because I'm like, I love this game as it is right now, but this game's going to be way better if they fucking release some DLC.
Well, that's good.
Even if it's paid, I'll pay $5 for another board or two. You know, I'll pay $5 for some more characters. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So what's your history with Mario Party, man? Did you play it back in the day?
I enjoyed Mario Party on the N64, which is hard for me to say because I don't enjoy much on the N64, but I liked the first one a lot. I've got good memories of the first one. I remember destroying N64 controllers with it, though, and creating powder in the middle of those little terribly uncomfortable analog sticks.
You know what's great? I'm going to stop you right there. Is that in those mini games that require the fucking spinning of the analog stick, it seriously it puts a disclaimer out there that says, "Do not use your palm because it could wreck your fucking thing."
Wow.
You know, it could wreck your Joy-Con.
Jeez.
And every time that comes up, I'm like, "Fuck it, we're going to destroy our Joy-Cons. Let's do it."
It's the only way you can get the real. You can't get the points if you don't use your palm. I enjoyed 1 a lot. I thought it was a very unique game, a lot of great music, and I think it was the first one on the Wii. Is that 5 or 4, maybe? I honestly don't remember. 1, 2, and 3 came out on the N64, and then I think 4 and 5 came out on the GameCube. Maybe it was 6 on the Wii. I remember playing the one on the Wii, and I was very disappointed in it. They really didn't advance the games at all. It still played like the first one. It had slightly better graphics, but the weirdest thing about the Wii version, at least the first one that came out on the Wii, is it was 4:3, and most, especially like Breath of the Wild, even fucking Wii Sports widescreen, it looked beautiful. Mario Party was 4:3, and it was like, God, what am I playing? The Justice League? Is this Zack Snyder's doing? Who's behind this?
Yeah.
But it just
far less.
It threw me off. I don't know, man. It threw me off, and I just couldn't get into it. And then anytime there's been I keep saying Paper Mario Party games since then, I just I don't know. So I think this is a cool one. If there were still rental stores, I'd totally go out and rent it for 2 nights.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd ever play it again. You'd get 1 week out of me and I'd never touch it again.
That's the thing is, I think in a week, my family and I, we've put 12 hours into this.
Nice.
Just love it. And I feel like this is like great holiday. I mean, Nintendo was brilliant to put this out just before holiday, right? Where they're like, okay, you guys having Thanksgiving, you're having Christmas, we're going to put out this game. We're going to play some Mario Party. They really do need, however, to put out some DLC. They did Super Mario Party about a year.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah, I was curious. That's right.
Yeah, and they did not put any DLC. They did not put a single fucking thing for DLC out there, which I think is a huge mistake. Yeah. I just want, like I said, I want them to put out the Super Smash Brothers Ultimate of Mario Party games, where they just drop DLC fucking every few months, where they're like, here's another board, here's another board, here's another character, here's another character. You know, that's what I want to see for Mario Party.
Jesus Christ.
And I hope they do it with this.
So I was way off. The first 3 came out on the N64, and then 4, 5, 6, and 7 came out on the GameCube. They were, dude, every year there was a new Mario Party game. Ugh. So I actually played Mario Party 8 on the Wii, and maybe 9 might be good on the Wii. 2012 that came out.
I don't know. But I mean, if you haven't played if you haven't played Mario Party in a while, I will say Superstars is a really, really good way to go. I mean, the boards are great. The features are great. You can play just the mini games. You can just jump in and do like a mini game party and just, you know, you and like a handful of friends can play mini games. You can play online. You can play with multiple switches in the room. You can unlock a bunch of just useless bullshit if you're into that.
I love useless bullshit.
But I think it's cool, man. I'm a little disappointed that it's only 5 boards, but hopefully there's some DLC. Josh, are you ready for the last question?
Oh boy, I sure am, man.
Josh, best board game to video game conversion. Yeah. Put you right on the spot, didn't I? It's a board game. How about like Monopoly for the Genesis?
I actually like Monopoly on the NES. You know what I'm going to go with? John, you ready for this one? Huh? Are you ready, John? John? Huh? Okay. All right. You ready, John? Okay.
Yeah, ready.
My favorite board game of all time, and my favorite console of all time, Stratego on the PC Engine. It's a great game, and it actually plays perfectly.
I love how you give me the double gun.
I did. I had a good answer because that's actually other board games. I don't know. You know, that's the thing, though, is right now, in all seriousness, there are tons of board games that have been transferred into video games, especially during the pandemic and stuff like that. People have been playing board games on Steam, board games on like Roll20 and all kinds of stuff like that. I actually enjoy Boss Monster on Steam. That's fun. You can play it online against friends as well. Yeah. But for real, a video game console-wise, Stratego on the PC Engine. It's like a $3 game. Go grab it. It's fun. And if you know Stratego, you can play it because it's obviously got a little bit of language barrier there, but it's got little animations and stuff when you get into fights and everything. It's 2 thumbs up for me, or 2 birds up for you.
That's right, for me.
What about you?
I'm gonna say Concept.
Wow.
Concept on either the 360. What else? I think it came out on the 3DS or the DS. I forget which one. One of those. I love Concept, man. Concept is an amazing game, and they need to keep putting those out. Concept is an awesome game. But anyway, so that's it for us, Josh.
Damn.
That's it for us. If you want to find more of our stuff, you can go to MoJoMenace.com. On the main page, you can find links to our chat, our Discord chat, our forums, our merch store. We are on all the social medias at MoJoMenace, where we got all sorts of bullshit going on. YouTube, fucking Twitch, fucking Twitter and Instagram, and even that gross ass Facebook that's ruining society. We're even there. Josh, where can they find
If you'd like
you?
to continue the conversation with me about how amazing Stratego is, which it is, or Stratego, as some people in Euro may say, you can go ahead and tweet at me at _Joshua Turbo. Don't forget the underscore, as it is the most important underscore in all of the internet.
That's it for us. We'll see you next week.
Eat tacos. Eat the tacos. Come eat them up.